See, how's the screen look? Yeah, screen's looking good. Screen's looking good. All right, all right. What do we have to do today? Well, I was excited because I thought Twitch alerts were going to work. And I was mistaken. I think they do work. They do work. You can see they're sitting here working. But when I tried to build them on my computer, the computer that actually does the stream, so to keep the workload off this computer, I actually pipe this to a little Mac Mini. And on that Mac Mini, it didn't work. But I think I know why. If you look here and remember, this is actually another Git repo, and it wasn't a submodule. And so it's not pinned to a version. And I think that the version that I pulled, because it's just the Git repository, has some incompatibilities. So what I think I want to do is just delete this, make it an actual submodule, and then debug the differences here, and then push it, and then I can pull it, and then we'll have Twitch events. Sounds good. Then we can start working on building a real cloud for real people, real devs. Okay. So what we're going to do, I guess this is what we want right here. What I want to do is add it as an actual submodule. So all right. Cool. So now we can, I don't know how to spell submodule. That is that all we have to give it? I think this will put it in the Twitch API. I think this is right. No, not what I meant. You know what I didn't do? I didn't get Twitch API actually has Git submodules itself, so we're going to be missing those because I didn't do recursive. I did just spill water though. So maybe it did. Maybe it did. I thought I needed to do recursive, but It seems to have the OAuth. All right, let's just try building this now. Interesting. Interesting. So, Twitch listener service is this right here, but why? API is here, and that's there. Okay, let's actually. Oh, it's empty. So it didn't get the submodules. Okay, I thought it wouldn't. Maybe I need to do update init. This is the first time. There we go. There we go. That was close. I hate submodules. I know I'm using them. Now, I expect this to fail to build. Although I should push this because now it actually has official submodules support, which is good. All right, this is what I was getting. So I think this is good. Unless if it's just broken. Let's see. Hmm. Let me actually update my stream titles. Forgot about those. All right, let's see. This looks. We have required by a bound introduced by this call here, which is in the Helix client, which is not my code. None of this is my code. So basically, a trait is not being implemented. Now, the last time I had this problem, it was a mix match inversion between the OAuth library and the one thing that I was using. Rust Twitch API. So I'm almost wondering if it's this right here that's screwing this up. I'm not using them fearlessly. Do I have... So these are submodules, so they should be right. And the other thing is when I do leverage them like this, I actually use the one inside of the other. Um, so I reference the submodule one. Yep. Okay, and this is giving a path as well. Hmm. Although I believe this path is wrong, honestly. Shouldn't it be this? I don't think that's going to fix it, but I feel like that's right. Yeah. This is such a dumpster fire. Aha, yeah. Okay, this is literally what we're seeing. Due to how we are currently having the Twitch types used in Twitch API 2 and Twitch OAuth 2, there's weird interaction happening due to the two Twitch crates used. Determines that the users have to specify Twitch API 2 as the path or get dependency. I must have missed this. I was looking for this. Oh, this is this one. Okay. Oh. Ew. One second. Hmm. Okay. Okay, so check this out. Get we're at Twitch API. So that is what they're talking about here. Okay. Twitch RS, Twitch API get. Okay. Workaround for Twitch API issue. I am not quite. Well, you know what? Okay, let's look at the code. Here's the cargo. I bet you there is. Due to the two Twitch API crates used. I guess I'm not. I'm not understanding what this is doing. We can throw this in ours. I don't think that this fixes. I don't think this fixes what we have. Let's see. We'll just do it here. I feel like we shouldn't actually suffer this because we actually pulled theirs and we're not referencing. We'll see. We'll see. We'll just try this. Oh. It didn't work as expected. I don't have Twitch API 2. This is weird that this is just coming up, and I'm not sure I understand what pathing error. I'm taking it that this one of their imports in this here is importing something from somewhere else. Seems very weird to me as a general bug. Oh. Oh. Okay, so coming from a different types. Do I? I'm going to just try to delete this. Actually, how do I've never actually removed a submodule. Git submodule. I'm going to say delete. Okay, well, I didn't get it. Add status init, d init, update set branch URL. None of those are what I wanted. Git remove. Oh boy. This seems like more work than I meant for it to be. All right. Let's do it. So one of the things we needed to do was the Git modules, right? That's in here. I thought. No. Oh no, it's in here. Actually, I'm just going. Okay. And then the Git config. Let's see here. Cool. And let's see, what else did they say here? They said, okay, from the git config, run git rm cache path to submodule, git rm. I think I was not supposed to just brute force delete, but all right. I feel like that's probably good. All right. So now what we need to do is actually refer to this like we're supposed to. Not like that. Not like that. Like this. Like this. All right, let's try it. Oh my gosh. We're behind. Updated. All right. So we want like this. You know what? Take that dependency out. We're going to take this and put this, copy that, and slide that down here. Okay. We're going to save that. Then I think I screwed something up here. That was supposed to be down with this patch, was I really screwed something up, didn't I? Yes, I did. All right. That was supposed to be with that. And then this, let's see. We need features. We need to just copy and paste these up here. Yeah, we can move that up there, make this a little bit prettier. Now, can I get rid of auth 2? I want to. I feel like not doing that is going to get difficult. All right, let's try to build. It's not going to work, but Well then. Oh, wait, what did I screw up here? Is it just not wanting that? Invalid inline table. Expected curly brace. Oh. Can I not do it on a new line like that? I thought I could. Guess not. Failed to load source dependency Twitch API. Failed to get Twitch API as a dependency package. AI manager service. Okay. Yep, we're going to have to fix this in all of them. Thankfully, we can copy and paste this. Wait. Does this need the Twitch API? I want to say no, it doesn't. We're just going to delete it. Yeah, I think it's fine. This is actually like the great cleanup. I don't think that needs it. I think the only person that needs it is the monolith, and I don't even think the monolith needs it. We're leaving it there because that's our reference model. I think that's what the Twitch listener service is the only thing that needs it. Yeah, throw that in there. Done. Let's oh, and since we're there, let's throw this in there. Okay, this is in Kafka. All right, let's update you. Beautiful. Done. So, effectively in the same spot. Effectively in the same spot. I don't understand what this is solving. Oh, maybe it okay, maybe I do, or what it's supposed to be solving, but it's not. It not be working. They did have Twitch API.get here. I don't think that makes a difference, but you know. in case it does. Patch doesn't seem to be working for me. Patch does not seem to be working for me. Maybe I need to put it in the workspace. Putting it everywhere. Maybe that's what. Maybe I didn't need to do. Oh. Okay. So, improvement. Improvement. Now let's see if we can't access Twitch OAuth through. Okay, so hopefully we can access the OAuth 2 stuff through the Twitch API. Can we do sweet goodness? I think we can. I think we can. Because they're tied together. You can't use one without the other. Or like they're not well versioned at this point, and so they actually are lockstep. They should be part of the same repository. It's good that they're different Rust modules, but they shouldn't be part of or they should be part of the same repository at this point. They're so interlocked that. Oh no, I updated Tokyo too. Okay, well, this is now wrong. We're so close. So close. This function takes 3 arguments, but 2 arguments were supplied. Okay. Wait. What is the bull? What is the bull? What is it? Disable Naggle. I feel like I should know what Naggle means. I do not know what a Naggle algorithm is. I'm gonna learn something new. Naggle's algorithm. I'm sorry. Wikipedia. My eyes. Naggle means of improving the efficiency of TCP/IP networks by reducing the number of packets that need to be sent over the network. It was defined by John Nagel while working for Ford Aerospace. It was published in 1984. Okay. I mean, this seems like more like common sense than it's like batching. The Nagel algorithm is effectively batching. Am I reading that wrong? They create a batch. I mean, I guess this is specifically as long as there is a packet sent for which the sender has received no acknowledgement, which we're not sending an acknowledgement right now. All right. So, yeah, we're going to set it to false. I don't want any nagging. There you go. Oh, wait. I don't have any more. Twitch. There we go. We're going to have some more updates here. What are we? Yep. Did I copy? I didn't copy it, so I can't paste it. I can't spell Twitch quickly for some reason. When I do, things get a little out of control. All right. There we go. There we go. Quite possibly the most advanced Twitch alerts you'll ever see. There's no nagging involved. Still doesn't really seem like much of an algorithm to me, but that could just be me. It makes sense. Don't get me wrong. It makes sense. And I guess you could be doing that over. It doesn't make sense over. Tokyo Tungstenite is WebSocket. It doesn't make sense because you're not sending the headers again. You're leaving that stream open. I don't know. There could still be reasons to batch, but let's see. We updated our dependencies. Updated dependencies. All right. This is where we shine or die. You guys can't really see what I'm doing because this is actually on the streaming PC. You'll know if the stream breaks though. So let's see if this works. Small chance. Small chance this works. I really wanted it to run on this machine though. So give me a second. It's building. If all of our changes worked, it should now build on the Mac Mini, which means I should be able to do my Twitch alerts on the stream as well. But that seemed 1 second. Oh, we got a new failure though. We got a new failure, so this is good and bad. I'll debug this offline because I'm sure it's just something like I didn't set up the environment correctly. Like command Twitch listener service, an argument group service requires. Oh, I don't give it that though. Let's see. What do I give it here? We give it the access token, the channel ID, and that's it. That's the same thing I gave it over here. Let's see. Well, let me really quickly. I did put the access token in a environment variable on this machine, and maybe it's not liking that. Um, maybe it's not liking that. Sorry you can't see. If I do this very much, I'll get it so that you guys can see my Mac Minis. I just stream off the Mac Mini. Basically, I just pump my Linux desktop into the Mac Mini, and that keeps the Linux desktop from needing to do all the encoding and stuff. Um, all right. I don't know exactly how that's set up differently. I'm giving it pretty much this exact same command to build. That's working here, but we have it effectively. I need to get it working over there, and then we'll have AI powered Twitch events written in Rust. I'm pretty happy with it. We do need to package it up a little bit easier so somebody else that wants to run it can if they want. Maybe one of these streams will start to containerize it to make it pretty easy. That would be good. For today, though, I need to work on the null cloud. I need to work on the null cloud. I think for today, we're done with this code. And it's time to do a little work on the null cloud. Maybe we're going to call it Eddington. Maybe. It's a work in progress. Naming's hard. Naming's hard. All right. I've gone all over with what we're going to call it. Okay, so basically, this is mostly in Go. We're not doing a whole lot of Rust. There's a couple reasons for that. One, I'm just going to be able to get it done faster. The other reason is there's a couple things that I think I'm going to need to use, like BuildKit, which are in Go. And instead of creating those projects from the ground up, I can just use Go. I'm pretty good with Go as it is. So I already have our container runner here. If you check out this, as always, this is open source. This is getting pretty good to go here. Oh, I don't have my Copilot on. There we go. Copilot's on. Let's see. Yeah, it's a pretty standard operator. I mean, we really spent like an hour doing this. Um, but we did. Let's see. Let's see. Where are we at here? So this is like building the app out. We kind of quickly created this. Let's look at the API that we have. Um, so we have our again, it's the null cloud, Eddington cloud, not sure yet. So it's our application. We're trying to describe an application. So if you don't know what we're doing here, we're creating a cloud because I really hate the ones that are out there so far. With pretty much a burning passion. I think that they lost their way on what they were supposed to be doing. So we're trying to fix that in an open source manner. Okay, so then we basically are providing a way to deploy multiple paired applications together. And that's what these items are. Let's see. This is our spec here. So these are our apps that are getting deployed, and they have a name, an image, and whatnot. Now in our controller here, we're creating a deployment with that. No, we're just checking it so far. We haven't created anything. That's pretty much where we got. I did create some scripts to help with this, so let's actually look into that. If you look in hack here, I created some stuff just to set up kind really quickly. So basically, the application requires Istio to be there because it manages routes through Istio. Um, for better or for worse, there's actually like traffic as well. I don't know. Maybe we want to try using traffic. We can, but this makes it pretty easy. Uh, you can just do this. Basically, right now you have to be in hack, but you should be have to be from the root folder because it's kind of dumb. You just have to do start dev. That's pretty nice. Sets it up for you. So this sets up all the networking for kind. It creates a kind cluster, sets up the networking, sets up Istio. It does require Istio-CTL to be installed on the computer it's running in. We could containerize all of this, which would probably be a good next step. And then the bash script can just run containers. And then that way, the only thing that's assumed to be installed is Docker or a container runtime. Okay. So we're checking the service, we're checking the deployment. And these are happening here. So let's check what we're doing in the check the service. If it's not found, we're creating the service. And we do this by we just have a template and we parse that template. So you can see the template here. This is just a really basic Istio template. And creating it. If it's not found, we need to update the service. Or if it is found, we need to update the service or check on it and see if we need to update the service. This is where we haven't really done much. Let's actually see how well this works, though, as is. As soon as our cluster's up, we will. Because originally it wasn't working because we didn't have our local cluster set up with Istio, and so these were getting rejected. When it was trying to create this service template, it was getting rejected because this service template requires Istio. So, cool. I think I have too much of a. I have a manual pause in there. I think it was too long. The reason I have a manual pause is because just because these resources were created doesn't mean they actually exist in Kubernetes, and I didn't want you to try to install Istio without the networking setup. And I'm not even sure I need to set up Calico, but it was kind of nice. If we look at this, Calico here, not what I meant. So we're setting up our CIDRs here, but more importantly than our kind config over here allows us to export these, which will allow us to map out Istio. So basically, we can map wow, words. English is difficult. We can it's mounting it on our local host so we can actually interact with what's running in the cluster. That's the idea. So okay, we've got that. Let's get out of here. And we need to update that script so we can run it from the root here. Let's go ahead and make install. and then make run. And if everything's lucky or good, let's just open up over here. Let's. Oh wait. What was I thinking we would do? We need to apply this file. So we actually have one of these, don't we? I believe under examples we made. Not under examples. Under config. Under config. Yeah. Okay. We did make one. So it's under config samples. All right. Okay. So, yep. All right. We have a new follower, and guess what? I left this running just in case. So it doesn't pop up on screen because my Mac Mini is being dumb. But these are my Twitch alerts for new followers that we made together on stream. So if you haven't been here, we made AI-powered, personalized Twitch events for the new followers. So your personalized message for following is, as you were wandering through the forest, you stumbled upon a clearing where a dragon was engaged in battle against a group of bandits. As you approached cautiously, you saw that the dragon was being overwhelmed. Without hesitation, you drew your sword and charged into battle. Together, you and the dragon were able to defeat the bandits. Grateful for your help, the dragon pledged their loyalty to you, becoming the newest follower known as Dragon for Heidi. I guess it Drachenfuhrer HD. Anyways, thanks for the follow. We need to work on the generative AI. It's supposed to be a little bit more fun, and kind of a Dungeon and Dragons type fun generative AI there, but we're working on it. It's supposed to display on screen. We ran into some problems on the Mac Mini, but it's working here just fine. So, anyways, yeah. And now we're on to a little bit of Go. That's all written in Rust. I write a lot of Go and Rust. This is in Go just because it's all around containers, and there's a lot more tooling for that, and I want to get it done. Also, hopefully, it's a great open source project. Oh, your name is German for Dragonfire HD? That's actually pretty cool. I'm wondering if it picked up on it. It's never given us a dragon. Yeah, I don't know. Drachenfuhrer HD. All right, well, pretty cool. Thanks for following. And hopefully I'll get those popping up on screen. I also want to record your adventure. So that's not done yet, but eventually I want it to record your adventure so you can go see on a website what you've done. So, all right, let's see. Why did this fail? I think this failed when we applied it. Oh, we didn't have the namespace. Our application probably, so all of this has to be created automatically. We don't have any of that yet, so we'll just create the. It seems like a dumb namespace. If you weren't here for the other one, it seems like a dumb namespace, but it's actually let's see. I'm not explaining it well, but what it's going to do is basically break customers into their own namespace. So basically, it's their prefix plus their application. So they could have multiple namespaces for different groups of applications. I'm not sure if that's the perfect way of doing it right now, but that's basically how we're doing it. So let's run this and let's see. This should pick that up. I'm not sure if we actually have any logs, so it might not actually log anything, which is fantastic. We just got started. Let's actually see if our cluster has anything. We can actually look in this namespace. Actually, that would be better than all. So we got a deployment. Our app Bob, which is what we named it. So that's looking good because we set the name as Bob. All right, cool. So all this stuff got created for us based off of this null application. That's actually pretty nice. The only thing I'm not seeing here is let's see where our service is. Did we put that in the right namespace? I'm not entirely sure about that. Let's look up here. I don't see it. I don't see it. Oh, but we didn't. This wasn't an actual service. This is not an actual service. This is a Istio. This is an Istio. So this is a virtual service. So let's look for one of those. Istio is installed. So we're maybe still failing on deploying this virtual service. Let's see. The namespace should be in the same namespace as well. Now, what you have to be careful about is if you do a get all like I did, it doesn't get custom resource definitions a lot of the time, or any of the time. It's not actually getting everything in there. It's getting everything that is of the default things. What was that name of the my? So it's basically my customer's ID, our app, because it was our app we're writing together. So we need to put some logs in here. But it definitely didn't work. That we're fairly positive of. Let's go get some logging in there and see what's going on. Let's go see what's going on. All right, so this is for the service. We're parsing the template here, returning error. We didn't see any error returned. So if there was an error, that should have printed out because that will bubble up as long as we're actually bubbling it up. Yeah, we are returning the error, so That's parsing the right template. That looks right. And if that was to error, we would return that error. So then we build the buffer. I guess we can start printing through here. Let's just print through here. Instead of just trying to guess through this, let's just print this stuff. we go. Create is actually going to return. We could be not, let's just return this because this could actually error. So we could have been swallowing this error right here. I bet you that's what's happening. I bet you we figured it out. We were just swallowing this error right here. This is one of the reasons I like Rust better than I do Go. All right, let's try running that. All right, there we go. Ports. We didn't give it any ports. Ha. Let's see what our template looks like. Let's go to the Istio. Istio virtual service. I feel like I just took theirs. They don't have any ports. Lying to me? We probably should be V1 beta 1. Hmm. Am I reading this wrong? Might be. Okay, so let's see. We're getting error from our controller. 235. Wait, that's not from our controller. This is the controller. So the controller, let's see, where is it coming from? This is our controller. Okay, 77 of our controller. That's what I wanted. 77 of our controller. Perfect. And that's failing here. That's what we updated here. So this create is failing, but it's saying that I don't get what it's saying. It's saying that this service template that we create here isn't valid because spec.ports needs to be set. But if I look at the documentation, there's no spec ports. Is it complaining about a different file? Let's just throw that out there. Do I need to? Um, Forget what this is. Log dot. Can we just log? Can we just do that? No. No, I can't do that. I just want to log a log. And I didn't get the. I didn't actually get the login service. 1 second. All right, there we go. Log dot log. Just do info. I haven't worked with klog for a little while. I forgot. All right. That should be a little bit more informative. Or not. Or not. That doesn't look like it gave me anything more. Why is this not logging? Probably telling it to log to. Wait, how am I telling it to log? How am I setting up log? Let's see. That's probably getting set up in main, right? Or not set up. Let's see. Oh man, I'm too rusty. I don't know exactly what this is up to. I know that they've been working on klog for a little bit now. I'm gonna guess that it's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Hmm. Do I need to do this? Maybe. Maybe I need to do this in the controller. Should we? We don't need the schema. We'll get rid of that. All right. And I just use this throughout. Okay. Okay. We'll see if this produces better results or worse. We don't need that anymore. This doesn't make sense to me. What am I missing here? This is how they were logging, but it wasn't working. Like how it originally was logging was just this from context. Let's also do that here. Oh, you know what? Info might not be being recorded. That might be actually it's the logging level. It doesn't have the logging level. Yeah. We have it now. Wait. It is logging. Have I just been missing it? Have I just... No. Wait, it didn't log error, but it did log this one. Okay, so that's working, but how they log is not working. Let's run that and just verify. Okay. Okay. World makes ish sense. Ish sense. I think they both work. I was just not looking at it correctly. We still have our problem, though. All that being said, we still have this where this thinks this service should have a port spec. I'm wondering... what is our... Did I accidentally install a weird version of Istio? It's kind of what I'm thinking right now. So let's see. In our deployments, let's describe Istio system. The Istio D. Let's dash in. Let's see. Istio-d-in Istio system. Version 116. Yeah, that's one of the latest. One of the latest. And let's see. We might not have installed Istio's custom resource definitions. You can see ours here. We have Project Calico garbage. Oh, wait, here's Istio's. Istio's proxy request virtual services. There we go. We have it. Wheel. One second. I did want to update this just to work like this. Is that it? I think that's it. Oh, also let's stop doing this garbage. Let's do like 20. That causes us problems. We'll do something different. Okay. So if we have that, is this like a weird version of Istio? What version of Istio is this for? Let's see. Let's see. There's host, gateway, HTTP, TLS, TCP, export to. There is no port on spec. You know what I want to do really quickly here? I want to do B1 beta 1. And just see if that has... Did I save that? I might not have. Wait a second. Not getting my error anymore. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I should be printing this one. Not yet. An error. There we go. Now it's... Oh, I think I'm just dealing with a threading issue. I see it here. I see it here sprinkled in. Okay. It's easier to see when I've done the log. But anyways, this doesn't seem to have helped it to go to the V1 beta 1. You know what next thing we do here? Service, service version, source, host, access model. What am I missing here? What have I done wrong? I made it mad. Oh, you know what? Let's make sure that it's actually. Let's do one thing. You know what we might be doing here is we could be pumping this full of garbage. Let's actually make sure that this is what we think it should look like. Oh, come on. You can take a byte buffer. Can't take a byte buffer. Let's see. YAML app service. Can we just add app service here? Actually, we already have the template here. But then we read it into a byte buffer. Let's just add this. Be a little crazy. Be a little crazy, but we like it that way. We like just a little bit of crazy. That did not print out nearly as beautiful as I was hoping it would. I don't see it. All right, here we go. Let's see. That's not it. Does not log nearly as well as I would have hoped. I feel like I must be doing something wrong because it seems to log differently each time I try it. Um, I can just try it in this one here. But I didn't see this one logging either. Not yet an error. Oh. It wasn't rendering out. It was going, creating service for microservice. Creating service for microservice, just not rendering a template here. Hmm. Can we do this? Can we do string? Is it I'm getting confused because I was just writing Rust and is it string or it's lowercase string. It's lowercase string, I'm pretty sure. Can we do that? Maybe that will work better than the previous. Oh, yeah, that did work better. So does this look like what we were expecting? We have the V1 Istio, that's getting printed out, virtual service metadata. This is looking right. So one thing that I wanted to check here was that our template was getting parsed correctly because we're parsing it from all of this garbage. And if there was a couple extra, it looks like it's all getting parsed. We do get a port and a number here under route. This looks like it's getting parsed like the Istio examples are. So if you're just tuning in, we're writing some Go. It's a little bit of a change of pace. I used to write Go better than I do Rust. I almost think I'm starting to be able to write Rust better than I do Go. It's been like a solid year since I've like daily written Go. So yeah. But we're generating these. Actually, maybe there's an indentation problem here. Let's see. No, that's looking right. Yeah. So we have our host and HTTP. Host gateway HTTP. Yeah, it's looking right. So we're getting this error here. So we try to apply this manifest. Basically, we have something that's generating routes and stuff for us, auto creating some of this stuff. And when we go to apply this manifest right here, actually we have this manifest. Let's apply it ourselves. Let's apply it ourselves using kubectl. Oops, I cut off the API version. Let's put that back up in here. I do not know what I hit. There we go. So let's. Ha! That was a good plan. Good plan to actually print out what it was giving us, because in the code running, it kept giving us this spec.ports required, and we were pretty sure they were high because ports is not a required field. Okay, cool. So this is spec HTTP match prefix cannot be handled as a virtual strict decoding error, unknown field. Okay, so they're upset about the prefix? Oh. That looks right for a prefix. Does a prefix need to end with a slash? Or does it need to like start with an HTTP? No, the host should be that with the gateway. So that should be taken care of here. This should be the Ooh, I don't know. Let's dig into this. This is under HTTP. So let's dig into HTTP. HTTP has wait. HTTP it's match. Match. And let's see how we do match. Match headers, prefix. Yeah, I'm doing prefix right. And that's coming out like this. My customer, all right, Bob. So basically, this is giving them their own URL to their application, their own route. The only thing I can say is I don't have an n slash. Is that what's causing the problem? Is it the n slash or the lack thereof an end slash, not an in slash? Very very different. I don't think so, but we'll try that. We have an end slash there. Let's put our end slash on here and see what that does. Prefix. It's still not liking prefix, but prefix is a thing here. Oh wait, it's under URI. Oh, I do have it under URI. Oh, but URI is not like this, is it? It's like this. Under the match. No, oh no, I'm an idiot. It is. Because there's multiple things it could match on. This just listed headers first. Okay, never mind. Did I misspell No, that's the right spelling of prefix. What did I do wrong here? So this is the match request. We could give this a name. Just right. 1 second. And this way we can do this. So let's change this to this. Actually, maybe this. I'm going to find out that there's a length limit on these, but that will be a problem for another day. Problem for another day. Okay, so that worked. And that looks like what I made. But it's still erroring. Oh my gosh. Hmm. Hmm. Hey. Hey, I know. I do mostly do Rust at this point, but this is Go because this project is around containers and it was just going to be easy. I thought it was going to be easy, but I run into an interesting problem. And I should know, I decided to use Istio for this, and Istio always causes me problems. Almost every single time I use it. Am I a Rust pro? I don't know. Do I know Rust better than a lot of people? Yeah, I know Rust more than a lot. Um, am I a pro? I don't know. I generally hold the word pro for people other than me, even though I might know more than 95% of the other people. Generally, I don't know. I always struggle with this, like, because I do a lot with Kubernetes. So there's a lot of people that I could point to that I would be like, those people are better than me. But I'm also working with some of the best in the industry. And so I don't know, maybe that's I don't know. They keep me humble though. Oh, really? You want to see fun? You want to see fun? Do you see this running right here? Um, this is a project we just completed in Rust. It's not fully complete because for some reason it doesn't want to run on the Mac Mini that this stream is. But this is a fully integrated Twitch event system. We did some of the Rust today as we were kind of just well, actually, this was more like cargo management. We did some cargo management today, and earlier on this stream, and basically any new follower, I'll do it for subscribers here soon too. But any new follower, we actually generate a new personalized message using generative AI to say hello and thanks for following personally. And we do it all through Rust. I can show you the code. Yeah, this has been insanely fun. It has been a lot of fun. I wasted a ton of time on it, and it's insanely complicated. The other side to this is I am working on creating. I have found that I'm a little disappointed in the state of um, cloud providers. Um, and so I wanted to. I run a small YouTube channel. I think it's linked in the Twitch. I wanted to make a few things on like how cloud providers work, a few videos and stuff. And then I was like, what would be more fun is if we just created our own cloud provider and did some of the opinionated things that I'm planning on doing. And that's what we're working on here. And one of the reasons I came up with that is like I wanted this to be able to be easy to run somewhere. And that's not really true of just about any cloud provider. There are things like Firebase, but Firebase doesn't really let me just easily run a Rust thing in it. And so I wanted something that was opinionated, that was easy to run and get it done correctly, but also not locked in. So that means an open source project. So that's what we're doing. Twitch does use open source. I also self-host. My cloud, I actually have some machines we're hosting on. So yes, I do self-host. Your cloud is in Chicago. Mine's in my basement. Mine's in my basement. Not even lying. 10 milliseconds, dude. That's forever and a day. Forever and a day. 10 milliseconds. Let me see how. Let's check this ping out. Let's check this ping out. 10.1.1.10. Oh my gosh. 0.6 milliseconds. 0.6 milliseconds. That's when you know your cloud is a good cloud provider. Check that out. Almost no variation. You're talking about a tenth of a millisecond in variation here. This is good. Let's see around people in Brazil. Yeah, I mean, so technically this does go out because I segregate networks, but I mean, I am sitting right beside the machines that respond to these. It does have to hop some because the networks are completely segregated. So like it actually has to go out to the external firewall and then come back in. But yeah, I mean, let's see. We can actually switch my config and we can look over at it. But the whole idea was I wasn't just doing it for myself. I know how to do infrastructure. What I really was getting annoyed with was I actually think that I've come up with that I don't like infrastructure as code. I don't like infrastructure. And before you hate on that, because like infrastructure as code was cool and it solved a problem. And that problem is that cloud providers decided that it was us who should manage infrastructure, where I just want to deploy an app. And I want it to scale, and I want it to have logs, and I want it to have an event system if it needs an event system, and I want it to have a database, but I don't want to manage any of those things. And what I'm really annoyed with our clouds is I still have to make those things. Again, unless if it's Firebase, which again insanely locks you into Firebase, as well as like using their things. That's what I have to do. So this project here, what we're doing here is basically building something that the MVP, which I hope to get done in the next month. The MVP will be you point it to a GitHub repository that has a public Git repository that has either a Docker file or it is a Node application. And it will just build a Docker image for a container for you. Again, if it's a Node image, a Node project, you don't even need to have the Docker file. You don't need to know that type of stuff anyways. You log in, you give it the link to the repository, and it deploys it and gives you the URL to it. That's what I want. 10 milliseconds from a place that has beavers chewing up the internet cables. Do you guys have a lot of beavers? Is that I figured that was kind of a stereotype that like there was just a bunch of beavers in Canada because it's too cold for anybody else. Although it has to be beautiful right now. I don't know where in Canada you live, but it's too hot where I live in the US, so I figure Is it on your passport? I've never seen a Canadian passport. I've been to Canada, but never seen a Canadian passport. It's kind of weird if you walk up to somebody and ask them to see your passport. Wait, are you saying beavers are pretty, or are the Canadian passports? Do you really like the Canadian passports that much to call them pretty? Are they really? I'm guessing that they're red because oh no, that's England's that are red, which would be why I'm guessing that they're red. Canadian ones are red. I don't know. Dude, 10 milliseconds to Chicago is fairly good. I mean, I guess you could be pretty close there. Chicago to Canada. Maybe it's not as bad. Um, are there cables underneath the Great Lakes? Do they lay cables across there to Canada? I don't know what that network looks like. Oh, let me show you the code for that. Let's pull up the code. This is the stuff that's powering the cloud. And this is mostly in Go because again, I'm using containers to power it, and there's just a lot of projects for that, so it was easier. I like Rust a whole lot more. So this is our Twitch alerts. Um, yeah, this is our Twitch alerts. It's pretty good. Um, we can go to the AI manager. The AI manager is pretty simplistic right now. We need to actually have it where you can configure. So right now we're just like you are D&D GPT. When answering questions, you answer with a short epic story. Um, as a Dungeons and Dragons master in 65 words or less. And then I ask it to tell me a story about my new follower. And then you can see here, I had a new follower earlier today. It's kind of up in the log. So there's a keep alive session. So this is the type of story that it comes up with. Pretty cool thing here is Drakenführer. It means dragon fire or something like that in German, and it made up a story about a dragon. Oh, Mr. Elfman, thank you so much for your follow. Let's see what story you got. As you wandered through the enchanted forest, you stumbled upon a group of fierce goblins attacking a lone elf. That's never good. You unsheathed your trusty sword and jumped in to help. Together, you and the elf fought off the goblins. Grateful for your help, the elf introduced himself as Mr. Elfman. Impressed by your bravery and your skills, he pledged to follow you on your adventures and aid you in battle. Thank you for following. That's the type of message you get. Now, it doesn't pop up on screen like it's supposed to because the Mac Mini doesn't like running this code for some reason, and I haven't debugged it yet. And unfortunately, I can't show you the Mac Mini. It's the thing that's actually streaming it. I can't show you its screen, so it's kind of not fun to fix on stream. So, Macs are the worst. So I got it. It was the Mac Mini with the M1, and I was excited about the M1, and I was going to try to get it to run Linux, and then I was going to run my cloud on M1 Mac Minis running Linux, and it didn't like running Linux either. So I gave up on that because I wanted something quiet and high efficiency. I thought it would be awesome, but it was the opposite of awesome because it just didn't work at all. And so now, instead of doing that, what I do is this desktop runs Arch. And instead of bogging my GPU and everything down with rendering, I got a little capture card that sits in between this monitor and the Mac Mini, and so it just basically splits the signal, sends one to the monitor and the other to the Mac Mini, and it does it. But it doesn't run this code just yet. But I'll figure it out. And the other thing that I'm going to do is this will go up on my website as soon as my cloud is finished. So people that follow and support are going to get to follow. So basically, when you subscribe, and this isn't there yet, but the plan is when you subscribe, you're actually going to continue your journey. So I'm gonna save these in a database. We're going to load them back up, feed them back into the AI, and tell it to continue their journey. And so then on the website, you should be able to read your entire journey. Dude, I have so many problems with Macs running code. Yes. Yes, I do. But yeah, this was fun. I yeah, I'm okay with Rust. I did shoot myself once in the foot with this with my threading model. So, long story short, the ref cell stuff is bad. What are you referring to? Oh, okay. You don't sorry, you were switching between OpenGL. Your last message was about OpenGL. I you're back to Rust now. Um uh runtime checks that don't match the static checked borrow check. I don't know that I agree with that. It doesn't it's not okay, that you can. That you can. And I would just say you just don't do that. But you can do that. What I was going to say is it does match the borrow checker. It's just dynamically check borrowed rules. I guess is why I was saying I disagree, but 100% you can use non-mutable reference and then begin using a mutable one. Yeah. Yes. So I generally don't find that I use this a whole lot. Do you find yourself using it a lot? Oh, okay. Oh, I don't use global variables, so well, not often. I'm trying to think. Did I use a global variable in here? I don't think so. Why would you use a ref cell and not like an arc wrapper? So I did something like this. Let's see. If we can talk about the front end queue. So when there is a front end web page that you can watch and it will display all this stuff. Um, So if you look at that, we do build this state in this connection map, and this connection map is an arc over a mutex. And specifically, this mutex here is a is a synchronous mutex on STD, not an awaitable mutex. So if you use the mutex from Tokyo, that is an awaitable one, but you can't await this one, which, yeah. Yeah, I'd love to see your code. I don't know. I like I said, I don't consider myself a Rust expert. Um, a lot of the times, I would probably use this. So Arc is a lot more powerful, but it's slower if you don't need multi-threaded. If you yeah, if you need multi-threaded, you can't. But you can use RC. Do you mind if I show that on stream? Okay. Okay. Cool. I just wanted to check and make sure first. Let's see. You put your test in modules. I think I like this. I've gone back and forth on whether I like tests in the file or in a module. I think I like it in a module better than in a file, to be honest. And I think it actually depends on the project, honestly. I think that also has some stuff. Let's see. So you're just creating a new relay server. You're building a new WebSocket. I don't know what this WebSocket import is. Let's see. This looks good. I used Tokyo Tungstenite. The closure and build. Okay. So with settings max, you have a sender, where's this sender? Where's this sender coming from? So you're passing the server in here. And the sender is the TCP. Okay. So that's kind of actually what I was doing here with this connection map. Is this was all the different connections, all the different WebSocket connections, their socket address, and the handle, the unbounded sender that you could use to send something to that WebSocket connection. Oh, it doesn't require mute. Cool. So then you're just calling listen. Sounds good. I'm guessing this is one of the other files you had relay. I'm guessing this is relay. Nice use of enums. I think honestly one of the things that I don't do enough as is leverage enums. They're super powerful and I just don't think about it all the time. It's not that I don't know how. Just that I don't always think, oh, enum, because enums are just so powerful and they're so good. My last, I have a Rust class in on my YouTube channel, but we've only covered the basics things so far. And I don't know that I did enums justice in my quick overview. I try to keep them to 10 minutes, and I just don't know that I did enums justice because they're really good. So you have a receive packet. I'm guessing this is like this is a little weird to me. I don't know that I understand this here. Just from a software, like the Rust looks fine. how is the how are these different? Um, okay, so you don't have a client thing here. This is just a server. So this is what the server sends, this is what the server receives. Got it. Okay. Okay, so you do have a client. I would probably, because then what this really comes down to is this is what the client sends and this is what the server sends. So both are transmitted. So I'm not sure and not to be harping on anything, but I don't know that I would call it transmit packet. Um, because this is purely from the server's point of view, but all right. Like it that you got the traits in here. Did you write a bunch of C or C++ before you started Rust? Just wondering. Okay, perfect. No, I think it's great for people that wrote C or C++. I personally wrote C++. I think in Rust it's common to put, and by common I think what I do nowadays, let's see. Instead of always coming up with my own formatting, what I tend to do nowadays is this. Is just do cargo FMT. I should do that on every push. Actually, Visual Studio Code is supposed to do it for me and it's been failing. But I just follow their standard just because it makes mine all the same. And they put their curly braces on the end. That's all. You know what the weirdest part? So all of my stuff is open source for the community. So I try to follow it just because I do try to help people learn, and then I feel like I do a bad job helping people learn if my code doesn't follow the standard. Um, yeah, okay, I'll see your lifetime. I think the weirdest thing is that they do the snake case. I'm still not a fan. Like, I much prefer. I like this much better, but I follow it because whatever. If you came from C, you'll love it. I came from C++11, so like we did Pascal case, which actually started with capitals, and then I went with Go, which has the camel case. So I'm much more familiar with that. So the snake case is just weird to me. I don't like hitting underscore. Like my fingers didn't like hitting underscore when I first started. Yeah, it was weird. So that's probably my biggest. Oh, the other thing that I don't like, the other thing that I really don't like is I dislike the implicit return. I like explicit, and they're very much where they want you. This is returning right here. There is no semicolon. This returns an okay. I much prefer return, but this will Clippy will complain at you. This is fine per Rust, but per community guideline standards, this is not okay. And again, because I'm trying to help people learn with these projects, I don't do it, but I like the explicit return. You use camel case in C++. That's good. That's good. All right. Implementation for packet sender for sender. Did I miss what sender was? Where's sender? Oh, this is the TCP sender. Okay, I got it. Um. Oh, okay. So you're just this is just like a convenience wrapper for you. Okay, that makes sense. I actually think that this is a very slick way of doing this, where you can do this, and you don't even have to worry because so if you don't know the rules for this, is one or the other has to be in your crate. So either the trait has to be in your crate or the thing has to be in your crate, and you can implement the trait from another one. So what that means is you couldn't take my crate and implement packet sender or another trait. You couldn't take my trait and implement it on sender because sender doesn't come from your crate and my trait doesn't come from your crate, and thus that could break things. Um, so just yeah. Anyways, so you have a struct for room which has a size, and you have the people that can send it, which is just your sender, which you can just send and send error packets. Okay. Max room size is 255. I'm guessing that this is like a U8 somewhere. But perfect, perfect. Could you could you not just make this U8 max? Might be a little more explicit. Oh, okay, okay. You probably needed a U size anyhow for it. Okay. So this is just like names and rooms have senders. So, okay. Makes sense. For the server. Oh, this is where you're getting the ref cell. Interesting. You're putting ref cell on the server. Where do you call this? So this is where you're calling server here new, which is giving you the ref cell, which is what allows you to do this here, is what you're doing, because this you're saying could happen for multiple. I see. I see. Now, I don't know off the top. I don't use ref cell very often, but I do know for single threaded, which this is, you can use RC wait. It is no, it's RCRC. This. So this is a reference counted. It's ref cell is a slightly different. And I think Right, the RC would, but it would give you more. It gives you more control because the inherit methods are all associated function, which means you have to call them. Um, is it? You can't just. Hmm. I don't like this library. I do like it. It does something. I dislike it every single time I use it, but lazy static is something that you're going to like. I'll throw this in the. So basically, for your global variables, you can, yes, but you should be able to do your server this way, right? Because it holds things. So like you could make a hash map of connections and insert stuff in them because you can have a mutable reference. I think. I don't know. I don't use it very often. Like I said, I've used it a couple of times. Maybe you can't get it. I thought you could, but maybe you can't mutate it afterwards. I mean, we can try. We can just try. Let's actually I just made a disaster here. Let's close this. Let's go ahead and I'm just gonna copy and paste this, but then we're gonna mess with it. All right. Wait. Oh, sometimes you have to. Oh, I didn't bring its macro. Oops. Let me do that. There we go. Now can we add something to this hash map? I guess is the question. So let's just try that. Hey, Flower Boy, how are you doing? "42 is the answer to everything. It's the answer. All right, so this shouldn't, because this is a static ref, which says we bar data deref as mutable trait deref mute is required to modify through a dereference, but is not implemented for hash map. So then we could just arc this. Maybe this breaks all this, because we then still go to a reference count. Never mind. I think you're right, Mr. Elfman. I think you're right. We still either have to RC this or arc it. Which then goes back to your... Okay, good experiment, though. How are you doing? Which font would you prefer me to use? So I usually use Hack, but since I just switched over to Arch, I haven't done any font customization. So I usually use Hack. There is that new one that Intel came out with. Intel font. The Intel 1 font. Intel font AUR. I can install it through an AUR, which is so we can go with Hack. Can I install that? I haven't really... Okay, so we can just install all of theirs. Um... Oh... So yeah, I haven't really gone through setting up, getting like anything set up too much. I've been like super busy trying to get some of this stuff done, and haven't bothered with adjusting anything. Um, so we have this is running. This battle station is fully operational. Check this out. New follower. Did it. It's not working on the Mac Mini yet, so it doesn't actually display on screen, but I hope to have that by Saturday's stream. And then hopefully I get like a new follower so people can actually see the awesomeness. But we've started some work on our cloud too, so that will be fun. Yeah, so that was the Twitch followers. So now I have like an alert for Twitch followers, which is pretty awesome. Except again, it doesn't quite work on the Mac, but it is fully operational. I just need the Mac to actually build it for some reason. Yeah. Oh, I think I know why. I just looked up at it and I'm pretty sure I forgot an equals. You deployed your first project? Congratulations. No, it's good. It's good. You should work on your project. You did it without any help. So that is what this null cloud is to be. What was the project in? Was it in Rust? What was it in? It's Python mainly. So what my hope and goal for the null cloud, the thing that we're working on next, is that you basically log in and oh no, it failed to download. Um, do we have power line? Is line plugging for Vim? I can check it absolutely. So the whole point, okay, so I got distracted, sorry, because this failed for some reason. But the whole point of the cloud that I'm building is the fact that I hate how much work it is to actually host something. And I want basically whatever you write, whatever language, you to be able to go to my cloud, click a button, say link your GitHub, find your repository, click deploy, and it just goes and deploys it. Like I want it to be that simple. You have a Python, great. As long as you can write a Docker file, I'll just deploy it. That is literally what I want to make. I want it so that it then can also scale. So that's what we're working on next. That's going to be some Go. Yeah. So mine will be fast, except if you're expecting it for free, then it probably will be slow too. I don't know exactly what I'll do for pricing. It will be open source, so if you want to run it yourself, but if you want to run it yourself, it's going to be more complicated than running your application yourself. Um, but it'll be open source, so you can run it anywhere. I mean, it's going to cost me to run it, so I feel like I've got to charge. I don't have venture capitalists backing me. Um, I don't have free money. Um, so while I would love to run everybody's stuff for free really fast, All right, let me see what it looks like. This looks cool. This looks cool. Nope. Oh, you wanted my location so you could change it to cool. Yeah, use freedom units, please. Please. None of these communist units on my stream. You get one negative for having the communist units before the freedom units. Can't believe you. That's awesome. It looks pretty good too. I think maybe if it's centered on screen, maybe, but I'm nitpicking here. I would do like centered on screen maybe. But it's like a little web app. Like I get how it's just like right there. I think that's pretty awesome. So I don't know why on my other screen it has color and on this screen it doesn't. Interesting. Oh, okay. So the color changes based off of like whether it's cloudy or. Oh, I see. Nice. Nice. Still docking points for the fact that it defaults to Okay, so fun bug here. I'm going to switch it to the freedom units here. And I'm going to switch here. It switches back to Celsius, but it still says use Celsius here. So that effectively still changes it back to Fahrenheit, but it's a little weird. uh, you really need an American to test your application, especially if it has a. It's nice. I like it. Well, I do have a tendency of breaking stuff, so I am fairly good at doing just that. I like it. Humidity 99%. Just how I like it. Just how I like it. I hate humidity, by the way. I mean, I guess I hate it if it's really dry too, but like where I live it gets really humid too. Um Well, you're welcome. I like giving people feedback on their project. I think this is a really cool start. I like it. I think maybe I would give this some color. It seems very I feel like the gray I would give some color to as well. That's just me though. I'm not a UI person, so don't necessarily follow me on that one. HTTPS? Oh, see, this is where the null cloud stuff should just take care of that for you. You should get HTTPS. Just done. You don't have to worry about it. How did you end up doing it? Certbot? Okay. I haven't done it outside of Kubernetes for a little while, to be honest. So Where do you and where are you deploying it now? So the idea is this. You'll get something like this. Null cloud. I don't know domain. I don't even know exactly what we're naming it yet. I just call it the null cloud because my YouTube channel is the null channel. You'll get the null cloud. Your name, app name, and then your app's routes here. So if you had an application that had a bunch of different routes, those routes would be appended on here. And this would get HTTPS automatically. Automatically, you do nothing for it. If you wanted to link your own domain, so you brought your own domain, there is some manual steps required because like you have to give me your domain name and you got to prove to me that you own that domain name. There's actually like a little handshake thing where you're going to put something in your domain in the A records of your domain name so that I actually know that that's your domain name. And then you're going to have to update your domain register to point to my services. Cool. And other than that, proving that you own the custom domain, I then can do certs for you automatically. I really want it to be like, and this is the reason I'm going to target like a Node application. If you write a Node application, I don't even want you to have to write a container file. If it's a Node application, I will generate the container for you because on the back end it runs in a container for safety and whatnot. I will generate all of that stuff for you and just run it on my system. And so if you're a new developer, and this is why I'm targeting Node, there's a lot of new people that are like doing JavaScript stuff. I'll just do it for you. And yeah, I don't know, pay me $5 or something. How? Very carefully. So you should stick around. You should stick around. Certs is one of the things we've got to work on. Certs is one of the things that we need to work on. So if you look in here, I already deal with certs for this. So this is going all through Kubernetes and gets a cert. And how that's done is through Cert Manager. And if you look here on this, I set up some stuff to be, I have some origin issuers. This is all open source, so you can go check it out. I don't have any of the secrets in here. They just reference secrets that have the actual secrets in it. And so basically what I do is this allows this to basically go for these domain names and get certificates from my provider, my origin issuer. So basically I would do something like this where there's going to be an origin issuer. I'm not going to be an origin issuer. I think the free one will just try to leverage Let's Encrypt to be that origin issuer for us. The reason this one gets done through Cloudflare and not Let's Encrypt is because Cloudflare is protecting my static IP. So yeah, that's the plan right now. But there's a lot of stuff to go into this to do it automatically for you. This was a lot of me typing stuff out. We're just starting to do a lot of the automatically stuff in here. So that's kind of where we're at. And this is in Go, unfortunately. Unfortunate. You like Go? Awesome. Cool. Yeah, I don't like Go. I don't like Go. I've written a lot of Go. Uh, I actually want to make a video on why I like Rust so much more than I like Go. Because a lot of people are confused because they're like, oh, Go is really nice and it does a lot of nice things. And I will tell you, yeah, Go is really nice and Go does a lot of really nice things. But guess what? Go doesn't care that I did this. This was a bug. And Go doesn't give a crap. Doesn't give a crap because our null can be nil that we return, and thus this doesn't have to return anything because it just falls off to the next line and just returns nil implicitly. And that means that the error here never gets caught because it's not actually getting returned. There is no warning, there's no unused. Another thing. Is that a bug? Can't tell you how many times I see this. This is like calling unwrap, except it's less explicit. Because it is viable to ignore stuff. It's a feature, not a bug. I guess if you think about that, then the whole language is a feature and not a bug. It also has some really random, complicated things. Like, do you make this on the pointer type or on the value type? And then, if you do make it on the pointer or the value type, there's not a good distinction in Go of whether you have a pointer or value type. And thus you could have to get into this weird dereferencing thing to call it because you have a pointer, so you need to actually dereference it into a pointer from a value to call the function. And the worst part is a lot of people, especially new people, don't, which that's horrifying. So I guess to me, Go has just a ton of foot guns that are ready there to hurt you if you don't have a really deep understanding of it. The nice thing about Rust, and like I know this sounds bad, but the nice thing about Rust is if you don't understand the foot gun, it won't compile. Which sounds really frustrating at the beginning. But it's really nice because I can delete this and this will still compile. And I will make freaking copies of this thing all over the place. And that's maybe the worst part. It just fails silently on you. Don't get me started on Go's multi-threading as well. I could go on. Let's talk about enums in Go. Golang enums. That's right. It doesn't even have the concept of an enum. I could go on and on and on. I literally could just keep going and going and going. It's not even funny. Let me send you a video to watch. Good video. I like this guy. He makes a lot of videos to help people. Watch that video. I think I accidentally sent you at a specific time. Don't watch at that specific time. If I did, I meant to just send you the whole video. Watch that video and understand Rust enums because they are the most explicit, fantastic thing I have actually used. You don't even need to know the rest of the language. Okay. Let's see. Other things in Go that are absolutely horrendous versus other languages. That's probably the big ones. Enums, implicit, finagly error types, a ton of foot guns that will just blow your foot off if you don't actually know the language in depth, a lack of real threading mechanisms. Sure, they have the Go routines, but they don't have any actual real threading if you need to do that. They only have Go routines. It used to be lack of generics. They now have generics, and as of Go 120, they're actually decent generics. Before 119, they were unusable generics because they didn't actually generate the code. So while their binaries were smaller, they actually you could have like a 40% performance hit. It was mind-boggling bad. It was Java bad. It was Java bad. I think those are the main points. Sorry. I know that you didn't jump on here to hear me. You asked about it. I need to make this video because I feel like Go isn't bad. I don't dislike Go. Honestly. And I think Go's fine to learn. Go just compared to Rust. If I had to make a choice today, I would pick Rust without blinking. Literally no blinks. Rust. Just like that. Rust. It's just night and day of the type of things that you can do with it. The Rust match is fantastic. Rust error handling is fantastic. That's the other thing that kills me is this error handling here, where you pass an error and you can check it if it's nil, or you could just do nothing with it. You could literally just do nothing with it, and Go won't complain. It won't care. It'll be like, "Hey, you didn't care that there was an error there. Fine." Or like this right here, you can literally do this and never touch the error if you don't want to. And Go isn't going to complain because error is actually used later on. So it doesn't even complain that you didn't use it and created it. So here we have a horrible bug where there could be an error here and we just plow right on through. And in Rust, you just don't have these problems. You don't have these problems. I feel much better when Rust code is built. Anyways, again, if you said Java or Go, 100% I would pick Go. If you said C++ or Go, I would have to think on that one. I'd honestly have to think about it. C++ 20 is actually pretty cool. So that would be a hard one. If you said JavaScript or Go would be easily my choice. If you said Perl or Go, it would easily be Go. I'm just joking. Go. It'd be Go. It's just if you're saying Go or Rust, I just don't think it has a fighting chance. Like, it's just not comparable. It's much worse. And so for the stuff that I do, I think Rust is easier. Now, that being said, Eddington or the null cloud or whatnot does a lot with containers. And the one thing that I would say that Go does better than Rust, and it's not because the language itself is better at it, it's that all the libraries that are there. So like one of the things that we're going to use is BuildKit. We're probably going to use BuildKit. Because one of the things I would like to do is if you're doing a Node project or a Python Flask project or one of those projects and you don't know how to do a container, you're just learning but you want this to run, I want to build the container for you. So with BuildKit, I can actually build it in a container like Docker would. And so I can actually have like really optimized container images for in Node and Express and Python Flask and those types of things. And I can actually just build it for you automatically, everything. So that's kind of the idea here. And because of that, BuildKit and things like that are already in Go. It makes sense to do in Go. Here we're actually writing an operator that's running in Kubernetes, and all of the operator framework stuff is in Go. So can we do it in Rust? Is it just an API? Yes. Do I want to have a prototype of this done in July? Yes. If I wrote it in Rust, it wouldn't be. So I guess that's another thing that I always like to say. So I mean, if you're trying to learn something here, is everything is a tool, and it's all about understanding what you need to do. And if you know the failures of the tool, if you know the failures of the language, you know the things to look out for. You can look out for those things. So pick the right tool for the job. Now, that doesn't mean you need to know every language. I don't know Perl, and I'm happy I don't know Perl. I can read Perl a little bit, but not well. I don't need to know Fortran, but I do have a couple languages that I can leverage. I have Rust, I have Go, I have a little bit of TypeScript. I can TypeScripty and JavaScripty it. I can edit other people's. But yeah, I don't know. Pick the right tool for the job. That right tool is Rust. No, I'm just teasing. As obviously, I don't pick it for everything. I do like Go. You should watch my videos on Rust. Which actually reminds me, I need to get off and record my next one. I need to get off and record my next one. I meant to do that already. Yeah. So I'm going to do that. Thank you for joining. I'm happy that you got your application out there. That's really cool. Hopefully the Null Cloud or Eddington, whatever we end up naming it, is going to be a great place for you to host your thing. I'm definitely, hopefully, if I get this out by the end of July, like my goal is, prototype, you definitely can test it out if you like. And if you write it in Rust, I mean, more power to you. Definitely should give like free credits to people that write it in Rust. It's my goal, to be super biased cloud. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining, and I will see you. It's an incentive to you. The free tier is Rust only. That's what it's going to be. Is the free tier is only Rust apps. If your app is Python, it gets charged extra. Like if the standard price is $10, it's $20 for a Python or JavaScript garbage. I don't want that. It's free for Rust. Go is $5. It gets a little discount. That is going to be fantastic. We're gonna have fun with it. Oh, and yeah. Anyways, we'll also learn a lot. I hope to release like some really well done videos for educational purposes based off of it. I've done a lot of services in my lifetime at this point, and I thought it would be a really great way to actually make some content out there that's actually like a real thing and a real product. And this is how we had to come up with this problem. This is how we solved the problem. So I'm looking to do those as we go through it as well. So anyways, I will see you later. Your app looks fantastic. Keep up the hard work. And hopefully I'll see you on Saturday.